Initials were JC and I was 33 years old. And
can you imagine being warned about the end of your career, yet you choose the path to doom instead of the easy way out? Well, that is the kind of man Jim Caviezel is. Not just that, he has stopped holding back against atheist Hollywood as he shares his experience boldly. However, the big question is, how did he do it? Jim sat in an interview with Catholic Inside USA to talk about his experience as he played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. Just when the interviewer didn't think it was going to get any weirder, Jim says this. That was unbelievably accurate. It was such a crazy coincidence. And when the interviewer asked him about this, his response to the question was absolutely wild. Listen to this. And his tone took on a more serious tone as he began to dig deep. He went on to place more emphasis on this. And when the interviewer tried to throw him off balance by asking him this, instead of feeling intimidated, Jim had a solid and profound response to give him. And while still speaking on the subject at hand, he began to give shocking details about the series of mysterious events that took place while on set as he spoke with Raymond Arroyo.
is when the infection started in my lungs. And then I had double pneumonia. I was on antibiotics the whole time. And then that's when the AFib started coming. And then the last shot of the movie.
But that wasn't all that happened. It was almost unbelievable.
Right in half from that lightning bolt. And then then 2 heart surgeries.
And you think that's what contributed to the heart
100%.
problems?
And at this point, it seemed like everything was against him, including nature.
100%.
The lightning strike and the hypothermia and the
Well, that was AFib. When I was on the cross, the doctor put the stethoscope on my heart and he turned to Mel. He said he could die.
That was crazy. And at what point in production did Jim quit the movie?
remember.
Yeah, so from 2 till 10, 8 hours of makeup at the worst parts, because we end up getting, if you ask Christian Tinsley,
This was becoming more than just a movie.
if you watch the making of, you'll see they have a cross, they had a bike seat.
Yeah.
I would sit on that, hold my hand up here, and hold him, and I slept the whole time, just
He took it all, the pain, suffering, discomfort, and all, without hesitation.
building the beard, because the beard had to be built because of the scourging,
Right.
I loved it because this man was massaging my face as I was sleeping, and then you'd have someone hold my head.
He went through it all, the pain, the agony. He literally lived the life Jesus lived as it's been told in the Bible, and he left no stone unturned. But he went into deeper details as he sat down in an interview with Jordan B. Peterson. Jim was prepared to show Peterson that his role in the movie was beyond just a role. And for that to happen, he went into details of how he gets ready for the role. That was chilling and completely out of this world, but what he said next was even more shocking. And he was determined to get his role right. From the moment he walked on stage, it was obvious that he was born to act the role, and he did that literally through blood and tears. And as he spoke to the interviewer, his tone took a more serious form. And that wasn't all. He wanted to paint vivid pictures of all he dealt with, and all for one singular purpose. Jim took his role almost too literally. Imagine a man who takes on a role and becomes the very person he is playing out. However, the reason for his intense and dedicated performance soon became clear. Passion of the Christ was beyond just a movie. It was a real-life experience that has forever changed him. Nothing could have prepared him for such an encounter. And as he spoke, there was such raw emotion in his voice that didn't come from an ordinary place. He goes into details about some challenges he faced while on set. And he not only faced challenges, but some were completely life-altering. But this is where the conversation gets really deep and spiritual. Nothing would have prepared the interviewer for the next thing Jim said. He clearly was not just playing scripts, he was becoming the man in the scripts. And he made sure the whole world was there to witness his transformation. After the movie, his convictions not only changed, but his personal view on life completely took a turn that made him a prime target for malicious criticism in Hollywood. Then he makes a shocking confession that points out the true state of his heart. What he said next was something that sounded surreal, almost unbelievable. Jim's life-changing experience and encounter on set became a battle of life and death. And even at the peak of it all, he still didn't quit the movie. Then the interviewer asked him a very valid yet sensitive question. And he gave the most shocking answer. But he didn't stop there. This is where his tone took a deeper turn. And as he continued talking, it was evident that he embodied the man in the script. There was no telling what he would say as he continued talking. He never seized the opportunity to talk about Jesus and his encounter. He ended by saying, then the interviewer asked him how he interpreted his role so accurately. From his response, you could tell that this was not an ordinary role. And the fact that he openly shared his encounter and experience was nothing short of amazing. Nothing could have physically prepared him for the role. He spoke with so much authority and conviction about his journey. But this is where the conversation gets bizarre. Jim always talked about the movie with so much passion and not 1 ounce of regret. What you see is his dedication to ensuring that people get to experience Jesus and his power as much as he did. And truly, people felt so connected to his character, they saw Jesus living his worst nightmare. Jim's role in the movie wasn't just a mere performance, it was a man living with and through purpose. If you enjoyed the video, tell us what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to leave a like and a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.